Geegan Channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. I'm what you call a working man. Dave Cackley is in the middle of an evolution of life where he's become a highbrow podcaster, as we were told yesterday. He's now a man of depth and wisdom, and he doesn't have to do that thing. He can be thoughtful and provocative and all these deep things, right? And it came to me last night of what we're actually doing here now after 20, is it 20 years, do you think?
I would say it's right around a little over 20, maybe right around 20.
All right.
I can't remember I remember when I did my first newscast for you, you said, dude, just slow the F down.
Yeah. Yeah. You need to
slow down.
And we're got you there. You slowed down, you know, you're still a little like that, sixth kid. Are you number 6?
I'm the 6th of 8.
Sixth of 8.
You're fighting
so I got
for
that
yes.
right? Mm-hmm. But here's what's great about Andy and Dave in 2024. We are watching you turn into your father. Now, I never met your dad.
Nope.
But the increasing curmudgeonness that you are displaying, I think, has got to be coming from somewhere. And I think that this newfound sensibility and depth and deep thought and chin scratching like this, all this.
That's what you do. See, visual. You got to do that.
I think you're turning into your dad, and we're just here for the ride. So
I won't necessarily, because my dad really wasn't much of a curmudgeon. He had a dry sense of humor. He didn't, he took serious things seriously. He didn't take unserious things seriously. It's one of those, he could, like, my dad's type of guy, like, if something horrible happened, if you did something really, really awful, and usually it was my older brother Mike who did something like that. I was too. I seriously.
Well, he's always been trouble. He was the rotten one since day one.
Yeah, he was the one who he was the first one. He decided to do radio, and that's why I wanted to do it.
See,
because I like to repeat family mistakes, but if we screwed up like in a terrible way, my dad never added to it.
Right.
He's like, okay, this is what happened. He was very calm. My mom is similar. My mom can freak out about little shit.
Right.
But if it's a serious, they were both always really good at kind of, cooling things down, take a step back, take a breath, and, we'll get through whatever this thing is. So yeah, I like to think I'm more like that. As far as a curmudgeon, I'm more. And my dad was kind of like this too. Yeah. He was annoyed. He was annoyed at contemporary culture. Like he used to mock Tom Petty, and it was funny because I'm a huge Tom Petty fan. And when Refugee would come on, we'd be at the custom countertop, and we'd have the radio on, and Tom Petty would come on, and my dad would just mock sing Refugee. How terrible Tom Petty's voice was. Mocked all rock music except for the Beatles because they were British.
Well,
my dad loved everything British.
See,
but it was like it's 3 chords and a drum and 3 guitars and a drum. They can't play anything more than 3 chords. It's all garbage. It's all horse shit. And I thought it was funny. I disagreed with him, but I respected that viewpoint. And I kind of like, as I've gotten older, just kind of rolling my eyes at the things people
are becoming.
Yeah,
you're becoming.
I would say that's fairly accurate.
That's what happens, and
it's fairly accurate. I'm good with it.
That's cool. I'm cool. Yeah. You're cool. Everybody's cool. Yep.
So very, very astute observation on your part.
That's what I do. I make astute observations.
I will say this. I want to correct myself when I say basically, most, conventional broadcasting just isn't as good. There are some shows.
You know why conventional broadcasting sucks? And I'll tell you exactly why conventional broadcasting sucks. You've got one guy getting paid to do 5 markets. There's no attachment to any radio stations anymore. There's no attachment to a community. So let's take a look at here. You got one guy on in the morning who is allowed to work 28 hours a week to be the local guy. And then everybody else is from Poughkeepsie or Topeka or someplace else like that. They don't even say the name of the station anymore when they talk. It's all canned.
Yeah,
So you're going to hear the station name is pre-recorded, and then they do the little blah 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 whatever, and then into commercials. The mistakes that have been made in broadcast radio have been so big and so damaging. It's never coming back. Never.
I think you're right. I think that's too bad.
It's really too bad.
Yeah, I will really quick. I will say, like, there are some shows that are really good that are national. Like guys we used to work with, the Free Beer and Hot Wings guys are great.
Great guys.
They're great. That Rick and Scott and Darla were great back in the day. Of course, you have a tight connection there. But yeah, and they are local here, but they're brought, like the Free Beer and Hot Wings show is broadcast. I don't know how many markets they're in now, but then they have a local thing they do, I think from like 9 to 10 still.
Right.
I'm not able to really listen, but that's still really good. But yeah, you're right. The local, the sense of local community and the sense of, okay, this is our show and this is for our area. I do think, I think you're right. I do think that's gotten lost, and it's kind of sad, and it's it's become a numbers game. I mean, you got corporate. It used to be, even back in the day when you and I started a little later than you. We had this great owner, Ed Sackley, who owned 3 different radio stations.
Yep.
And he wanted them all competing against. We were all on the same team, but we were competing against each other.
Absolutely.
It was RKR 107.7 RKR. It was 103.3 KFR, and then there was the AM station KMI 1360, and everybody wanted to outdo the other. Now, and KFR was the hit station. We were the best classic rock, best new rock, but we were always we never heard
success.
Yeah, you never heard one of our guys on their station. You never heard one of their guys on our station.
Right.
It just didn't happen. And we got along, but he wanted, he's like, basically you guys go at it. And it raised the product up as opposed to diluting it.
That's the NASCAR mentality. You got 3 cars on the track. When you're on the track, win, period. Don't wreck the other guy, but win.
Exactly.
And then when the hedge funds all took over, it turned into how much money can we drain out of these places and how fast can we drain it, and that is the death knell.
The worst thing
there's no farm team anywhere. There's no kids coming up and broadcasting, learning the ropes.
Nobody wants to do it, and they should.
Ryan Seacrest is going to be on everything before too long, which is hey, good for Seacrest.
Yes, and I give him a lot of credit.
Seacrest, I can't imagine they're giving him top dollar for everything anymore.
I think he's busting his. Yeah, you're probably. I have no idea what he makes.
Seacrest, we're going to have you do Wheel of Fortune, but we've reduced the budget a little bit. Hey, don't worry, I got 10 jobs. What's one more?
We ain't giving you Sajak money.
Exactly. So
who the hell?
Anyway,
I don't have any idea.
We'll continue to watch you march down the path of Pops Cackley until one day, standing out on your lawn, shaking your cane at somebody. Get off my lawn!
I don't know how I don't know how proud Lyle is looking down. Going, okay, so sometimes I know he's shaking his head. So, gee, what the hell are you doing?
Your dad's name was Lyle.
Lyle.
That adds all kinds of coolness right there.
There you go.
I like that.
All right, let's get into it. U.S. has approved the sale of weapons to Taiwan. The $360 million worth of armed drones, missile equipment, and other support will be sent to the territory, which China still claims as its own. The announcement comes amid high tension between Washington and Beijing. China has vowed to consolidate by force if necessary. Again, you just keep an eye on these things. You always hope cooler heads prevail.
Yep.
Whether you're talking the Middle East, whether you're talking Russia, Ukraine, and us, involving ourselves in that, and then you got this with China, and we got to defend Taiwan. We have to do that.
We won't get stuff unless we do.
We can't. We got to keep. This is,
dude. I know.
It's getting a little. I don't want to say scary because I don't like doing that, but it's just concerning.
There you have
probably a better word. All right, moving on. The Say Hey Kid has passed away. Baseball Hall of Famer Willie Mays died on Tuesday. Mays was a 24-time All-Star, won 12 Gold Gloves, cranked out 660 home runs, ranking number 6 all time. His career began in the late 1940s in the Negro Leagues before moving on to the Giants and finishing up with the New York Mets in 1973 at the age of 42. Willie Mays was 93. And of course, you and I know, you hear Willie Mays, we start thinking Willie Mays Hayes, Major League, Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, there's a lot to be admired for Willie Mays.
I mean, well, yes.
He played in the very last Negro Leagues World Series.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he did.
A big deal. I was watching the Tigers game last night when they came through with the story. And 93 is a pretty good run.
Yeah, he had a great run. He was
the
oldest
living of life that he had.
Oldest living player.
Yeah, from the Negro Leagues to the major leagues and everything else. Mm-hmm. Man, was a walking history book.
Oh, and, absolutely.
But 93, you can't look at that as a loss.
Oh, absolutely. That's a great run, a great life, and I believe that this quote is attributed to him. I may be messing up. He said something to the effect of, "Every time I look at my bank account, I say a thank you to Jackie Robinson."
Yeah.
I mean, there you go. Anyway, rest in peace, Willie. All right, beaches from Ottawa to Muskegon. You're going to want to stay out of the water. It's red flag time as the waves are up in the 4-foot range. They are expected to calm down in the coming days. Right now, if you want to get really into the water, probably Saugatuck, your best bet. But you can go out a little, like they bring the buoys in. You just don't ever want to go past those when they got the red flags flying, but just to exercise extreme caution.
Okay. Thank you for that, Dave.
Be cautious. You're welcome. I ain't swimming out there to help you. I'm sorry.
Not you.
I'm not getting pulled in.
Not you.
Like, hey, that guy needs some help. I can't do it. I'm not a good swimmer. Then you'll have to save two of us. See, that's me being helpful. It's like I would go out to save them, but then you're gonna have to try and save me because I'm not that strong a swimmer.
See, right. Well, but you can float, which is yes, maybe you can't because you're one of those all protein muscle guys that doesn't have any fat on him. It's like I'm in the camp of Rob Lowe. We don't eat sugar. Period.
Well, okay, stop shitting on the most handsome man, the ageless wonder, the forever handsome that is Rob Lowe. I don't know why you want to shit on him.
I compared you to him and his
kind of lack but of, not in a positive way. You're like, oh, you guys need some meat on your bones. What the hell?
I'm just simply saying that what if you had a little cushion,
okay,
you may be more of a bobber than an anchor, and that would make you more valuable at the beach.
Fair enough.
Okay,
fair enough.
Just looking out for you, man.
I appreciate it. I just want
to say, don't tell me I look bad. I'm halfway to 100, and I'm gonna be.
Okay. Say again. You're doing it again without doing it. You're like, I'm not, but I am.
I'm not.
All right.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to help you through life.
Sports. Stanley Cup moves to a Game 6. Edmonton beats Florida again, 3-2. That series now 3-2, getting a little dicey for the FLA. Game 6 now,
I'm
not
nervous.
until Friday. Cubs win. They beat the Giants 5-2. Detroit falls again to Atlanta, again by the score of 2-1. 34-39, 5 games under 500. They got to start to pick it up a little bit.
Well, the season's early. Has the All-Star break been here already or not?
No, dude, we're not halfway through there. It's July.
I was thinking about that last night.
Still a few weeks away. A few weeks away.
Have we had the All-Star game yet? I don't know.
No.
I wasn't sure.
Well, now you know.
Well, I do. Thank you. Today is another plug for Fresca.
Fresca.
Look at you.
How about Fresca? Refreshing, delicious.
Do you buy those by the can or do you buy the 24-pack?
I get the 12-pack.
Okay.
And then I put a few in the fridge.
Okay.
And so they're chilled sufficiently for when I have to get up at the ass crack of 3:42.
Now, do you put them in the fridge at work or do you put them in the fridge at home?
I put them in the fridge at home and then I put them in the fridge at work when I get here.
Oh, so they don't take them out of the fridge at work when you're there? Do you write your name on the back of it so they don't take it?
No, I don't do that. I trust people here to not take what is not theirs.
Well, sometimes they do that though.
Oh, that's radio people. Those
TV people are better than that.
Yeah, the knuckle dragging troglodytes in radio.
Oh.
Yeah, they steal your food and lick your sandwiches.
Yeah, well,
but here in the upper crust of television.
Pardon me, Thurston Howell III. 3rd.
They shan't do that.
This is going to hurt today.
Okay.
All right. This is going to feel like vaccine. But
this is the same. We're still in years, right?
Years. Yes, we're doing name the year.
Name the year.
If you and you know, I personally didn't get up to watch the news with you this morning, but this could have come up in the news. So if you paid attention, you might know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
I got a feeling this one's going to hurt.
It might.
It might, and that's okay. Name the year for 1,000.
Okay.
Juneteenth commemorates the announcement made in Galveston in this landmark American year.
I feel like I'm going to say the year, and I'm going to be really close, but I might be off by a year or two.
I hope you get it. Come on.
I'm going 1865.
You got it. Oh, my God.
Boom!
Look at you. You paid attention. And you know what was significant about that? What was significant about that?
About 1865 when the slaves
why
were free?
Is Juneteenth celebrated? About 1865.
Because is this the date that the Emancipation Proclamation was signed? I'm not 100% sure.
No, and that's why that's why here's a little lesson, and I'm not pointing this out to anybody other than the general public.
Okay, this is interesting.
Juneteenth is celebrated because the Emancipation Proclamation was signed 2 years before people in Galveston, Texas were told slavery was over.
Okay.
Can you imagine the scumbag that knew slavery was over but didn't tell people in Galveston, Texas for 2 goddamn years?
News traveled slow back in the 1800s.
Oh, bullshit.
It did. Well, it did.
It traveled slow, but
no.
Dude.
But also what you would do, and this happened, especially in the deep South.
I know.
They're like, oh, that's the law. Well, let's see them come down here and enforce it.
I know.
It's
not right.
Yeah.
And you know what? For everybody that's going to be out there today on social media going, "Oh, Juneteenth is stupid."
Nobody. I honestly have never seen that.
I do.
I've never seen it.
I do.
I have never.
It's another fake holiday. You know what? If people don't understand it, if people don't understand it, fine.
Right.
But look into it and learn.
Yeah.
There is a reason to observe today, and it 100%. Is a valid, good reason. Dave Cackley.
100%.
Here comes the weather. We'll see you tomorrow.
See ya.
Happy Wednesday, Muskegon. We've still got some warm weather on the way, but there is a chance for some rain in our forecast, so let's take a look at it. Brought to you by Trinity Health. We are still under a heat advisory until Friday, and we do have a chance for some rain today and Thursday, but we will stay dry for a couple days until Saturday night when we have some thunderstorms on the way, and we are looking at a slight cool down possible after that. Your Wednesday will be mostly sunny, except there is a 20% chance of some light showers in the afternoon. Your high will be around 88 degrees, and we'll have some wind out of the southwest around 5 to 15 miles per hour, with some more gusts around 25 miles per hour. And tonight will cool down to about 67, so finally starting to cool down a little bit more in those evening hours. And we do have a 30% chance of some overnight showers and some more winds out of the northwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Across the county, our high temperatures range in those mid to higher 80s, and we are in those lower 80s and higher 70s still along the lakeshore, so still very warm, and we are still under that heat advisory, which is still lasting until Friday, and it might extend into Saturday. We'll keep you updated on that, and those heat index values are still expected to reach around 100 degrees each day. We do have that breeze keeping us a little bit cooler, but otherwise with that sunshine and the humidity, we are still very warm. So again, I'll remind you over and over, don't leave your kids or pets in the car without air conditioning or anything, and definitely don't take dogs on walks in this very hot pavement. Try to aim, if you're taking your dogs on walks, aim for the mornings when the pavement isn't as hot yet as in those afternoons, and even right around dinner time, the pavement has just been cooking all day long, so it's very hot on their paws, and try to stay out of the sun as much as you can and stay hydrated. Tomorrow and Friday, we should stay relatively dry and we'll have highs still in those upper 80s. We do have a 30% chance on Saturday with a high rate around 87 degrees, but we could see some showers during the day, and we do have a 70% chance overnight on Saturday, so it's very likely we'll see some thunderstorms on Saturday night, and that could linger into Sunday morning with a 20% chance of some showers. Otherwise, we'll cool down a little bit as we move into next week. We're back into those lower 80s and possibly into those higher 70s again as we move closer to next week. But otherwise, we do look dry for Monday and Tuesday. That's all for your Wednesday forecast, brought to you by Trinity Health for the Muskegon Channel. I'm Tegan Schultz, and I hope you stay cool and have a good day.